discussed about few important points about generics and enums, how to deal with the generic and enum type. So what is a generic type and what is an enum type? We learned about these 2 points. Next, after understanding generic and enum types, so we need to know some more important options in Typescript. So while working with data types, right, different types of data types, and other object-oriented features. One more important thing we have to know is about, we learned about generics and we learned about enum. So if anyone asks you what is the purpose of generic type, what will be your answer? What is the purpose of generic type? Then what will be your answer? In a short, what you can say about generic type? What is the generic type? Purpose of generic type? How you can define the answer in short? Any one of you? How you can define generic type? Understood last session? Generic type, how you can define them? If anyone asks what is the purpose of generic type, then how you can tell that? In simple, one word, you can answer it. Yes. If anyone asks what is the purpose of generic type, technically the answer should be na. So it is not a class link with another class. So technically you need to say about type safe, right? Type safe. Generic types are used for type safe. Yes. So what is the purpose of enum? What is the purpose of enum? The purpose of enum. What is the purpose of enum? Collection of constants, right? Collection of constants. So enum is a collection of constants. Enum is a collection of constants. So technically, you need to know about these 2 points. Now in interviews, some more important questions are asked. So that means this is very regular. Later I will give you a complete list of FAQs, right? Here topic wise we are discussing about it. Okay. Now important is another question that regularly comes here is, another question that you need to know here is, while working with Typescript, many times in interviews they ask the question, what is type inference? What is type inference? So in many interviews this question comes, what is type inference? And what is type compatibility? Compatibility. What is type inference and what is type compatibility? That is very regular question. Actually, these 2 points we already learnt. These 2 points we already discussed. But you should know that technically they are called type inference and type compatibility. That is what the key point. So we know the topic, but we don't know that that is technically called as type inference or type compatibility. Actually, the concept of type inference is nothing but, it is simple. Type inference is nothing but when the data type is not provided, not defined for variable explicitly. When the data type is not defined for variable explicitly, then Typescript will define the type according to the value initialized. According to the value initialized. So which is known as type inference. That is type inference. That means if you don't define data type explicitly for any variable, if you don't define data type explicitly for any variable, then usually what happens? If you don't define the data type explicitly for any variable, then implicitly the type will be determined. That means, for example, I said let x is equal to 10. Then what is the data type of x? Then automatically the data type of x will be designated as number. That means Typescript will define the data type of x as number. By default, it will set it as number. Can I store any another value into it, like string values and all? No, we cannot define that. So the ability of Typescript to define the data type implicitly for any variable when there is no explicit data type defined. This technique is called as type inference. So we know already this point, but we are not aware of its technical terminology. So suppose if I say let x equal to 10. So this is type inference. According to type inference, it will keep it to number. So that is the reason you will see that whenever you are using Typescript in Angular, especially now in latest versions of Angular, Typescript supports type inference. That's the reason data type for variable is not required. So in Angular, you are learning Typescript now. But learning Typescript, you have to learn in the same way that we are learning. But when you are implementing Typescript in Angular, several points you can simply ignore and you have to change because When Angular is using